Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bristol Blue. I'm here to do a live update on my Floss Tube channel. Well, it's not an extra channel. It's the same channel, just the Floss Tube update. So let's get down to business. I haven't done a video since January 1st of this year. So we've got a few updates to go through, and I promise it won't be late for the next one. I think I'll do updates as I complete projects, move on to the next, that kind of thing. So we will start with, and by the way, if you haven't seen a Floss Tube video from me in a while, my name is Amy. I am Bristol Blue, and I am a cross stitcher, a quilter, crafter. I do a lot of things. And so let's get down to business. We're going to start with the first one that I worked on since the last video aired on January 1st of 2024. I was working on Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. These things fall out of my book. I was working on this one. And I finished it. It is this project right here. Let's see if I can get a board here to kind of keep it flat while I show it. So here is Winter Rose Manor. I have finished my project. And I did put the year on it, 2024. This was finished on January 9th of this year. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I will be framing it. It is on 32 count green apple by XG Designs. I wasn't all that sure. I really liked it at first. And the whites didn't really show up. I see them about as well as you do right here in the light. And so this was actually started on December 5th of 2023. No, November 30th, sorry, of 2021. So it was over 2 years, 2 years and 2 months that it took me to finish this. And I don't know how long it'll take me to get it actually framed. But you never know, right? You just never know. Get an idea. Something will come. A day will come and it'll hit you that you need that on that wall. Right? All right. So there. Woohoo! I have a finish of a pretty significant size project. So then when I finished working on that, I pulled out, and I was keeping a list in the back of my day planner here of all my projects and when I last touched them. So then I went back and decided the oldest one that I touched is the one that I am actually going to work on. And I worked on these projects for several days in a row. Well, not in a row, for several days before I put them down to pick up a different one. So the next one I worked on was the Smith Sampler from the Scarlet House. This project right here. I started this project on March 26th of 2022. It is stitched on 32 count cream and sugar. And I am using the called fors, mostly DMC, but if I could find and get my hands on some of the non-DMCs, Belsois, I think, and Classic Color Works were others that were asked for. And this is where I am on this project, on number 3, row 3. And so I kind of give myself like a time when I'm going to end it. So I make a decision. It's like, oh, how much am I going to get done? Where do I want to finish? And I at least wanted to get this row started. So I only have the 2 motifs, the one in the middle and the one in the end, and finish the border on the bottom and come up across the top. I am going to be filling in the colors on the border at the end. My little teepees. My little teepees. So there she is, Smith Sampler. And so this one I worked on for, well, I would have picked it up somewhere around January 9th or 10th. And I stopped working on it on the 13th. I don't think my note is correct here. I didn't stitch on it for very as many days as I did some others, just because it's not as fun as some others. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just like that, or I wasn't feeling it at that time. So I'm gonna put everything back in my basket, in my project bags, because I have my basket up here and I want to just put the bags in the basket and take them back downstairs when I'm finished here. So there was Smith Sampler. We're going to put this in there so I can make this easy to clean up. I am real anal about cleaning up my space before I do anything. So I spent a little bit of time in here this morning cleaning it up. I went through and cleaned out my guest room. And a lot of things made their way back into this room, and it was getting very cluttered, and I needed to do some rearranging and some decluttering, because otherwise I feel claustrophobic in my space and can't work. So Smith Sampler is done. The next project I worked on is actually, and I call it finished, because I make a little pin cushion or something out of this, a small little thing. But what I worked on was from this book, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day by Blackbird Design. And where am I here? Just the little rose vase. And this was actually a study, a case study. Where is my card here so that I can give you all the right information? I don't even know that there's no card in there. Do I have a card on this project? Did I write it in here? Here I did. I stitched this on 46 count ballet slippers by Fox and Rabbit. And here is the finish. I'm working my way up to the 52 count or whatever count, the highest count I think that there might be. But I just did that. Just did the little roses in the basket. And I am going to make a little pillow out of it and keep it in my room on my dresser. I think it is just so pretty. It is so, so pretty. I am very, very pleased with that. And I don't know why, but I did it in like the very middle of my fabric. So I've got to find another small project. But again, I've got to cut that little piece out right out of the middle of the thing. Wasn't really even paying any attention to that, obviously. So this one here is the finish. And I will be making that pillow out of that. So let's get that set aside. And then I can empty this project bag out. Empty it. I thought I saw a big thread. There it is. This little project bag. I make all my own bags. All right, so that's going to go get put away. I got to put that one over there because that one's got to go. Everything's got a place. The extra floss and all that kind of stuff. I got to put all that away. So then I worked on one. This was in January, and I wanted to do something Valentine-y for February. I get into the seasonal modes like at the last minute. And this fabric got a little dirty. But this is, and I didn't make a card on this one, but this was done on a fabric that I got from like Hobby Lobby or something like that. But this was a free one by the Bay, by the Bay Needle Art. Love is the Key. Printed this off. I think I got it off there. I saw it on Instagram or something like that. But it's just a little chart of love. And so I did that in a pink. And I have that on there. I know there's a stain over here. I'm not sure. But that won't get into my project. So I'm just going to make like a long pillow or something to put in a dough bowl. Actually, I was thinking I'd make it, now that the stain is on there, I don't think I'll do it, but I was thinking I'd just use it as the strip that goes above the zipper on a project bag. No, I'm not so sure, but there is that. And I'm not sure what count this is, or if it's, I don't even think it's an Aida. I think it's, shoot, the name escapes me. But I thought it was a 20 count, but I'm not sure if it is or not. So I don't even know what fabric that is. And there's quite a bit of it. And I actually did use just that one corner. So I was pretty good at that. But it's this big of fabric. All right. Oops. Fold it the right way. So I will get that in the pile of finishes and pull them out. I did pull some out that I'm going to consider doing fully finishes for because they are also seasonal or non-seasonal. So like coffee, tea, and then there's one that's kind of 4th of July-ish. So I wanted to get that done. And so I had something to display for the 4th of July, a new project. So after I finished Love is the Key, I started working on a Teresa Kogut project. And this one here, I adore this project. And I actually spent quite a bit of time, well, 15 days. I stitched on this one for 15 days. And I think I left off with like half or majority of this house row unfinished, and then I had a whole bunch of border work to do. So I finished the border work up to that point, finished the row, and then did this row here so I can start working on the other the next. I like these like things that work in rows and columns like that. I really like that. Where is the picture? And my card. And my card. See, I pulled all these things out, but I didn't get things organized correctly. I don't even know where the picture went. So now don't judge me, but I rip out my pages of my books. I don't even know where it is. I don't know where it is. It's got to be right here. There it is. So next I'll be working on this row. This row, and they're all very small-ish motifs. Oh, I love those little butterflies. So I think I can get that whole row done in the days that I actually pick it up again. So, but again, I will be picking this up as something that's, whatever the oldest one that it is that I hadn't touched. So this one's is stitched on 40 count grandma slipper by Extra Designs. I started this on November 13th of 2022, and I am using all DMC. I love this. I love the colors. The green is like my favorite green ever. is so fun. I have tons of that green. It's used in other projects, so I've collected quite a bit of it. All right, let's get that back in the project bag so we can get that one. And then, as I said, I was looking for seasonal projects to work on as well. So the next one I picked up to work on, let's just put that on the floor, is Stacy Nash project. And I have taken out the plastic so you can see it. It is Summer at Hollyberry Farm. Summer at Hollyberry Farm. Ooh, where's my card? There it is. So I'm stitching this on 36 count sand by Fiber on a Whim. And here I am. How many days did I work on this one? Well, I didn't even write it down. I think I worked on this in quite a bit because I started this. I worked on this for a month. I love the border on this. Absolutely love the border on this. And here we are. I started on the house. I just couldn't wait. I think where I left off and started up again was this tree. I had some of this tree done and the lady done. And then I put the fence in, the dog, did all, because I think I had quite a bit of border to do all the way around, and then worked on the house. Just love it. I love this one so much. Love this project. So hopefully I'll have this one finished by next 4th of July. So we have that sitting in there. I just love the flags on the house. Love the flags. Little bunting flags. I should get some for my house. I should. It'd be nice. All right. Put that back in the bag. Get all of this back in my basket so it's full. It was kind of empty. Didn't have much left in there to work on. I got to get some new projects too. So I am going to be making a couple of trips up to the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis this month. And I think one of my trips I'm going to go to, Stitchville, USA. I think I'm going to make it up there. Last time I went, I took video, but I don't think I ever showed it. And now I don't even know what happened to the videos that I had. So don't have much there to show you. But so let's see. What is next on my list? Oh, this one here. Can I just say it is the most exquisite stitch. Oh. Now, I said that last one was my absolute favorite. This one here is mine. Tisket a Tasket, Rosewood Manor. This one here. Absolutely adore this one. And all I did on this one was border work because I was behind on that. So I've almost got like the top 1/4 of it done. I don't know. I'm getting started to the basket. So almost halfway. Oops. So all I did was border work on this side over here. I had like a lot of it to do. And so I just worked on that. That's all I have done so far. I'm not filling in this little section here until I finish, obviously. But I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there. My initials, my name in here. But this one here is like just delicate and dainty and such a joy. It's like so pleasing to the eye. So pleasing. Okay, enough said. I can never wait to get back to this one. But I have to keep them all in rotation. Gotta give them all some love, right? All right. Put this back in its bag. Then, what are we on to next? Oh, yes. Everybody's favorite, Hawk Run Hollow. I am doing the houses of Hawk Run Hollow. Let me grab my card so I can tell you some specifics. This is the one that I am working on, Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. I am on the third house, and I'm doing them in order from left to right. So I'm on this one here. And I jumped around. Well, I didn't jump around, but let's see. I have a card. There it is. All this thread. And I still have skeins in here that in my bag that need to get wound up on a card and get onto my, because I put the biggest ring on it that I could find at the time. So I started this on December 24th, and I was stitching this with a friend of mine, a coworker. And we were doing this as our 24th day stitch because she was doing the Christmas of Hawk Run Hollow. And I kind of set this down and didn't get back to it. And that's because I thought I had made a huge mistake. Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. So I picked it back up and started stitching on it again. So here we are. I am on that house on the end here, obviously. So I couldn't get to wait. I had to finish the house. I did everything in the house for the lower half, except for the roof. Otherwise, the entire house is finished. But I thought I had screwed up on this blue, and I did. However, it's not as major as I thought. There should be a blue line that goes straight across the bottom border. Well, it's not going to do that. We're going to have a little skip in between all of these little yellow ones in the bottom. No big deal. No big deal. I could deal with that. I can deal with that. And I didn't want to rip everything out because then it was going to bring my border down a row of stitching from the one next to it, and I didn't care. We're not doing that. It's not that big, not that serious. Not that serious at all. So there we go. So I don't know if I'll bring this back on the 24th of May and try to get it back on its original schedule, or if I'll just do it in the order in which I've been running all of these. Work on it, pick up the oldest one that I've stitched and work on it until I don't feel like working on it anymore. That kind of thing. I can go days. Like I have one of them I think I worked on for 24 days before I decided to stop working on it. And this is the only one. I only work on one. It's my dedicated stitch, whether I do it in the morning, in the evening, in the middle of the day, whenever I feel like it. Sometimes I'll work on it. This is the only thing I do all day, depending on my mood, right? So then, according to the order of which projects I work on next, the next one that I have to work on, and I haven't even touched anything since I put Hawk Run Hollow down, which was almost a week and a half ago. I haven't touched anything. I haven't. So it's time to get back to work. And so I pulled out, what is it? It's a Chessie and Me Across the Sea sampler. This one I got at Country Sampler last year with my stitchy friend, Susan. And the card, I started this on June 22nd of 2023. I'm stitching it on 32 count dirty linen. And I'm using all of the week's dye works. And that's where I am, or where I left off on it. Now you can see I actually put pencil marks in the corners of where I thought, it started and ended on all four corners, just so that I made sure that this fabric, the piece I cut out, was going to be sufficient to fit the whole thing. And now I don't even know if I can get those out. But I will cross that bridge when I get to it. So across the sea sampler, I am going to finish this flag, and then we'll see if I go on to like the second section or not, where the eagle is, or from the bottom and work my way up. I'm not sure. It's a house, y'all. It's a house. That was a strange question. I do know where I'm going to start. At the house. At the house. And knowing me, I will stitch on this until the house is done. And then I'll have stitched on it for probably 2 months. Anyway, but this is the next one I'm picking up. It's going in the Q-snap, and I will start it probably this evening or tomorrow morning, one of the two. I've got some other self-assigned assignments for today, so I don't think that I'll get to it today or not. But that is what I have done since January 1st of this year. And I will not wait to do another video quarterly or anything like that. As soon as I put this one down, I'll give you an update and show you which one I'm going to work on next. So you can see it, where it's at that point, and how far I get with it when I get to the end of it. And then maybe later this month, I will get to Stitchville, USA, and find myself a new project. I'm kind of excited about that. I only thought of that yesterday. I need a new one. I need a new one. And that's because I abandoned one project for sure. That and I'll get to it someday. I just have to find the right fabric, and I'll discuss that at the point that I actually do that. So maybe I'll take those projects with me to see if I can find the right thing. And then there was another one. I decided the fabric wasn't right for that one either. So, and it's an Easter themed Harriet and Co. The other one, I can't, Worn Flag, I think is what it's called. It's an all over one, and I don't want to use Ada. So I have to figure out another way of doing it. And maybe that 42 count or 46 count fabric would be the right choice for that. So it has the appearance of being Ada. No, that's not what I meant. I don't know what I mean by that. But maybe that would work. Maybe I'll just have to go get a really small count. Maybe 52 count will work, or 48, whatever the counts are that are higher than 40, because that's my go-to fabric. So, and because it's seasonal, that's why I picked that Across the Sea sampler, because it's 4th of July. I want to have it done for next year. So anyway, that's where we are. That's where we're at. That's what I've got. And keep posted. I'll be bringing out, as soon as I get done putting my time in on that one, I'll do a video on it. So might be the end of the month, closest to that. And again, that'll be the only thing I'm working on until then, until I buy something new. And I won't start anything new until I've shown it to you. So there you go. There's my update. And that's the plan going forward as to how I'll manage the videos on that, so that they don't get delayed, because I have a plan. So stay tuned. There will be another live video tomorrow with quilting update and online sewing. So stay tuned. I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? Thanks for being here. Love you. Have fun. And go get some stitching in. Bye now.